I'm Mushmallow, and you are, well, you're you. Hello, you. Welcome to Dark and Creepy Diamond Painting, where art takes a twisted turn. Come on, join me as we bring to life chilling designs, spooky masterpieces, and we do it all one drill at a time. So like, subscribe, grab those drills, and get ready to create something dark and dazzling. Let's paint the darkness together. Come on, let's go. Hey, creepy crafters, buckle up because today's WiP'n'Chat is one hell of a ride. It's all over the place and honestly, same. First, I finally tried Korean fried chicken. And yes, the hype is real, and now I'm sort of emotionally attached to Korean fried chicken. It's a whole thing. Then I discovered new lunch meat. Listen here if you like sandwiches. Hot honey chicken and hot honey ham by Land O' Frost, found at Kroger and I'm sure some other places too. You've got to try it. It might really have changed the entire trajectory of my sandwich making career. So it's my new love and passion as far as at-home sandwiches. And then the juicy stuff. Sundown told me this completely unhinged story when he went out to do some landscaping work at a little old Meemaw's house, little old granny out in the country. And yeah, it was like this sweet old lady who turned out to be a walking true crime story. And we're talking like ankle monitor, police standoff and shootout, guns, y'all. It's a lot. So, spoiler alert though, that sweet granny wasn't so sweet or so safe. And, we'll get into it, but I can tell you, like, there are words in here like house arrest and shootout with 3 police departments in the area, like counties and towns. And Sundown, he just thought he was helping out, doing some landscaping and cleaning up of a property for this sweet old grandma type woman in her mid-70s. And instead, he walked into a real life episode of Snapped Porch Edition, So we're going to dive in to the drills, the drama, and the deli meat because this WiP'n'Chat has it all. So let's get into it. Tools of the trade for today are Bee's Crafty Corner release papers in combination, Bee's Crafty Corner release papers in Spilling the Tea pattern in combination with some really cute, shiny, sparkly crap that Kristen sent me that I am bound by duty to work on this canvas, whose name is, okay, you know what? Pardon me. Let me check my notes here. Whose name is Empress Floofy Elizabeth Fluffer Nutter Snugglebug of Persia, otherwise known as DAC's In Charge by Eau Claire Studios. But it has been renamed to Empress Floofy Elizabeth Fluffer Nutter Snugglebug of Persia. Thanks, Kristen. I am like legally bound to say the name of the canvas as that it is dictated in the laws of the canvas swap, and yeah, not digging it. I am using a Zap Designs pen in a pink and black, sorry, lighting's terrible, but it's a pink and black pattern. And what else am I using? A Flower Designs tray. Oh, and Reed's putty. If you haven't heard, let me show you. Ta-da! Dun, 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 dun. I'm gonna give you a little sneak peek of a collaborative effort coming soon coming soon to a Reed's Putty storefront near you, whether a TikTok or Etsy. It is going to contain some dark and creepy theme shapes and colors of putty. We got a couple Jason masks here and a ghost face. Check it out. Yes, and their new packaging with branding, and we do have a cover minder that comes with the collaborative kit. Look, it's a black. Can we see it better now? It's a black skull, black and red, and the eyes glow in the dark. It's a nice little magnet on the bottom. This is resin, very exciting. And that is made by, oh my goodness, I know it's Tammy. I know who makes it. I know you, Tammy. Tammy's Resin Creations. I'll have the link in the description box down below because I probably just totally butchered the name. But I guess I'd be remiss if I didn't also mention that Crafty-ish Kristen got a collab too. In Crafty-ish Kristen shapes and colors, some cute little butterfly wing, cute little pastel colors. And her cover minder is this cute little unicorn, also in Crafty-ish Kristen-y colors. You'll hear more about this stuff later, but I thought I'd just sneakily peekily it to you now while I had it handy and we were talking about what we're using. I am using Reed's Putty. I'm just not using the collaboration putties yet. I'm not ready to stab into them yet. I'm not done showing you the stuff yet. So there's that. And I guess we should get into story time. So first up on the list of to talk about, you guys, I just experienced my first time ever trying Korean fried chicken. Let me say that again. Korean fried chicken. How come nobody told me about this? I'm like, am I late to the party? I don't know. But I had never heard of it before until we were in Big Town, and we were driving by and I saw this big bright red sign that said Korean fried chicken. And I was like, I don't know exactly what that entails, but I can imagine it's phenomenal. And oh, it's crispy, it's saucy, it's freaking life-changing, you know, and I don't know why nobody clued me in on this. I feel betrayed by you. I feel hurt by you. My feelings are hurt. So please do not fess up in the comments. If you've had Korean fried chicken before, keep wanting to say barbecue. Nope, Korean fried chicken before, because if you have, and you tell me that you have, and you did not tell me before this that you had it and it was amazing, I don't want to be mad at you. I don't want to have like, I don't want to feel a type of way about you not telling me about the chicken. You know what I'm saying? I want to still love you. And I feel like the love would falter if I knew that you knew and you didn't let me know about this chicken. So let me, for anybody who doesn't know, let me tell you guys about Korean fried chicken. Double fried, like I think it's double battered and double fried. And this place we went to in particular, it was actually quite costly, but they have like wings and tenders, bone in and bone out wings, I should say, and tenders and drumsticks. And we ended up getting the tenders, and they had something called a Korean corn dog. And so we got one of those, and basically has no hot dog in it. Just FYI. Their version of a Korean corn dog, I guess, is basically like this corn dog size. It's like a big fat, on a stick, big fat cheese stick that's breaded like a corn dog, And then that breading is breaded in diced potatoes. And then it's fried. And then it's like swathed in a soy garlic sauce. Same thing with the Korean fried chicken, in terms of it is double battered with, like, I don't know what, but it's super crunchy. And then it is swathed in this soy garlic sauce. Oh, yummy. I saw pot stickers, my all-time favorite menu item of life, on there, but I couldn't make myself pay $10 for 6 of them, but I will next time because that's my favorite ever. And then I ended up getting the bulgogi fried rice. Now, every bulgogi I have had historically, I've really liked. It's always been a little like Asian barbecue-y in flavor profile, and it's been with ground beef or pork or, you know, ground meat, generally beef. But this was some kind of beef that was shaved really thin. It was like Philly. If you think about traditional like Philly cheesesteak meat, how it's like really thinly shredded and like, I don't know, in shreds and bits and pieces and paper thin. It was beef like that, cut like that. So I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting ground beef, and I didn't get any hints of barbecue flavor. It was more of that soy garlic, which I'm not complaining. It was good. I think next time I'd probably just get the regular fried rice, or maybe the garlic soy chicken fried rice, or white rice. I don't know. And then they had another dish that was really interesting to me. I think I've had it once or twice before historically, and it was called, I'm going to butcher it, bibimbap. I just really wasn't sure if I was going to like the sauce. So I went with the safe choice of the bulgogi fried rice, but there's always next time. All I can say is it was, like I said, it was a little bit on the costlier side in terms of it wasn't fast food prices, but it wasn't a fast food place either. So, I mean, there's that. But it was worth every penny. Everyone in the house agreed. So, yeah, we'll definitely be treating ourselves to that again at some point soon, I hope. Someday we will. We don't really restaurant out very often. We don't even really, believe it or not, we don't even really fast food out that often. More of a convenience thing than a desire thing. So, yeah. So Korean fried chicken. Have you guys ever tried it? Do you have like a Korean fried chicken restaurant near you? Or a restaurant that's Korean food that features their fried chicken like that? I can't remember the name of our restaurant, but I'm pretty sure it's called Korean Fried Chicken. I think that's the name of the restaurant, but don't quote me. But yeah, it is my new love and passion. We're all pretty obsessed with it, and can't wait to eat there again. So that happened in the last couple weeks, and I say last couple weeks because the content that you've been seeing for the last couple weeks was mostly, if not all, pre-filmed, and so I had some real life things to deal with, and I had pre-filmed in anticipation of actually a medical trip, and ended up using the pre-filmed videos for something else personal that came up to have content while we were going through a personal loss. And so I feel like, and the truth is, I have not filmed in a couple weeks. So this feels awkward. I feel awkward sitting here talking to my camera. Feels like the first time. But yeah, do let me know in the comments below if you haven't had, like, or even if you have, the Korean fried chicken. What's your Korean fried chicken dealer's favorite menu item? Like, what's your favorite menu item from your fried chicken spot? I'd love to know. What must I try? Dumplings are a no-brainer. Dumplings are happening. That's a non-starter. There's no option there. It's happening. But should I go for the, how do you say, bibimbap? Should I try it? Or is that like, should I go for the soy garlic chicken fried rice? Maybe. Open to recommendations, because I want to try it all, just not at once. And that kind of leads me, since we're talking about food, that leads me to something we recently discovered. So the temperatures outside are warming up and all that stuff, right? And so I was telling Sundown, I'm like, listen, man, it's about time for us to start busting out our summer menu. Temperatures are getting in the 70s, 80s, and it's only going to go up from here. We're entering June. Matter of fact, I think we're in June now, technically. And so I'm like, we got to start with the summer foods, like some cold cut sandwiches and hot dogs and, fruits and all that, salads and all that kind of stuff. And he was like, I agree. And I'm like, there's not going to be any more of these crock pot hot soups, heavy foods, not during the summer. So we went to the grocery store the other day, just like literally 2 or 3 or maybe 4 days ago, and we went to the fancy grocery store. Normally we're Aldi's lurkers, but I can't remember exactly what inspired us to go to Kroger, but we decided to go to Kroger. I think it was, we were looking for chopped salads, like those bagged chopped salads that have all the dressing and the toppings, and you just pop open the bag, dump it in the bowl, mix it all up, and voila, you have this huge dinner salad, or a huge salad that you can split between people as a side dish. I wanted a huge dinner salad, I ain't gonna lie. So they had more choices at Kroger than they did Aldi's. So we went into Kroger, and I was like, well, why don't we go ahead and just pick up some bread and lunch meat while we're here, and some cheese and whatever. Now, I'm frugal. Don't judge me. Nobody judge me. I don't see anything wrong with anything I'm about to say. We went through the store, and we found the chopped salads, and they had some of them had the manager sticker on them, and they were not expired. They looked still real fresh and real good, except for they were clearancing them out. Some of the flavors, we got mango lemonade chopped salad, and it was basically a chopped salad with mango bits and a lemonade, like a sweet lemon vinaigrette situation dressing. That was really good. A little sour, the dressing, like the lemon dressing was like a little, lip puckery, kind of made your tongue shrivel a little bit, but it wasn't bad. And we got Caesar salad and Mediterranean chopped salad, Asian chopped salad, and a really, really good one that I didn't think I'd like the dressing, but it was so good. It tastes Mexican street corn chopped salad, and it tasted like you were eating Mexican street corn, and the salad disappeared and it was a bowl of street corn instead, is what it tasted like. Like, it was, everybody liked that one. And I think there was maybe a honey balsamic salad tossed in there, and we're always really big fans of the spinach Dijon salads with like the cranberries and whatever in it, like that. But those were the chopped salads. We stocked up and kind of wiped out all the manager special discounted ones that were on sale, because why not? You know, they weren't expired, and they all looked healthy and good, and we were on a salad kick. So we stocked up on those and subsequently ate through all of them. Just saying, like, they didn't last long. Like, what do you want for breakfast? Salad. What do you want for lunch? Salad. What do you want for dinner? Salad. Okay. I mean, okay. They were that good, so whatever. But seriously though, yeah, we blew through those salads, and then we went to look at the pre-made deli sandwiches, and their case was darn near empty and very expensive. And I'm like, okay, well, let's just we'll probably end up spending more ultimately, but it'll take us further if we just buy stuff to make our own sandwiches at home. And so Sundown and I were like, okay, cool. We went through the deli and into the bakery part, and they had a clearance rack. You're gonna get a theme here of how Mushy likes to grocery shop. They had a clearance rack of breads and rolls and desserts, stuff from the bakery and the deli. And we found some hoagies, pretzel hoagies, wheat hoagies, white hoagies, dinner rolls, like Kaiser rolls and stuff like that that were big enough to cut and make a sandwich out of. And so we stocked up on all that stuff because it was like dirt cheap. There was a lemon meringue pie that was not due to expire for like days, and it was only $2.50. What? A whole pie, a whole lemon meringue pie. And it is, I can attest, it is good. It doesn't taste weird. It doesn't taste funky. It didn't look weird or funky. Who the heck knows why it was over there, and I don't want to know. But that's been dessert every night for the last couple nights. Been very yummy, except for last night. Sundown and I treated ourselves to a banana split. Because banana split. And so we stocked up on all those like cheapy breads and a little cheapy dessert that everybody likes. And then we were heading to the deli meat, like cold case with the Oscar Mayer and all that stuff. And I was walking by the center aisle case, happened to look over, and I see Lando Frost lunch meat, and I saw hot honey chicken and hot honey ham. Now, Leah does not do ham. She just doesn't. She doesn't like ham. She likes bacon. She likes sausage. She won't touch ham. Don't try to figure this kid out. I can't understand it either. But yeah, and I know that Sundown has like this obsession right now with hot honey. He puts hot honey on everything, and it was like big sign said new flavor, and I'm like, oh. And he breezed right by it, didn't even look, but I saw it, and I grabbed one of each package, and I was like, what are you looking at? And he's like, oh, I'm just looking for like, Black Forest ham or something like that. And I was like, well, how about hot honey ham? And he's like, what? What's that? And I'm like, let me show you. Bam! And I whipped it out, and he's like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. So we ended up that time not getting the hot honey ham. We ended up getting the hot honey chicken because we wanted to taste test it. You know what I mean? See how the fam felt about hot honey on lunch meat. And if it was good, we were going to come back in a day or two and get the ham. So we got the chicken because, like I said, kid won't eat ham. So chicken was the other meat, and it was one that everybody would agree on and eat. And that package did not last 24 hours. It was like, I think it was it a pound? I can't remember. I think it was one of those 1 pound packages, and it was another one of those things where it was like, what do you want for breakfast? Salad and a hot honey chicken sandwich. Okay. What do you want for lunch? Salad and a hot honey chicken sandwich. Okay. Yeah, it disappeared. Everybody loved it. I mean, it was really good. We did ours with Havarti and Munster cheese, and it was very, very good. Then we went back to the store and got another package of the hot honey chicken, since Leah mowed through the other one for the most part. We helped her one time. Sundown and I each got one sandwich, one, with the chicken, and she ate the entire rest of the package in like 24 hours. I'm like, okay, I guess we really like it. And then so we got the hot honey chicken again, and then we got the hot honey ham, and we tried the hot honey ham last night, I want to say. That's when we got it and tried it. And that was even better than the hot honey chicken. Oh, Lord. That was some good stuff. So it doesn't sound like a good flavor combination at all. Hot honey on lunch meat, chicken, maybe, ham, but let me tell you, you need to try this. It's if you like hot honey, it's very, 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 very good. It's not crazy overpowering, but it's not super hot and spicy. It's good. That's all I can really say. It's good. It's our new one of our new go-to favorite. No, let me take that back. It is our new go-to favorite lunch meat, but it is in the list of our generally favorite lunch meats. So it has not, taken over as the ultimate all-time favorite. Not for me personally, but it is up there in the list of favorites that I would grab in a pinch at the store. We've tried it with Swiss, Havarti, Munster cheese, and all good, and good. So, yep. I suggest stone ground mustard as a spread, or, if you like to have some kind of, spread on your sandwich, and red onions and lettuce. Super yummy. So that, my friends, is the tale of the lunch meat situation. Like I said, you got to go try hot honey chicken and hot honey ham. Land o' Frost at Kroger, and I'm sure like Walmart or something, or wherever they sell Land o' Frost. I'm putting the wrong drills in the wrong place, you guys. I got distracted by this super attractive man in my craft room. Who might that be?
Who walked in?
You.
Oh.
Sundown has joined me. I thought I was going to be sly and film a WiP'n'Chat while he and Charlotte were on a CARRIDE, but they came back sooner than I thought, or I've been talking longer than I thought, and they're back, and perfect timing too, because the last thing I wanted to tell you guys about was basically Sundown versus Felony Grandma.
Which I didn't know at the time.
No. So here's what happened. Someone responded to either, was it a flyer or the advertised stuff on the car or what?
She did not say.
Okay, well, somehow this woman got the landscaping business's phone number and called, and Sundown answered, and she seemed like a sweet elderly lady on the phone, and was asking him, since she was saying, I got a really big yard, it needs mowed and weeded and all that stuff, can you come clean it up? And he was like, well, I'll stop out tomorrow and take a look, and I'll give you an estimate of what it will cost, and then you can decide if you'd like to hire me. And she said, sounds good. Now, mind you, this all happened right around the time Fluffy was in the hospital and stuff like that. So just to give you like a time frame reference, because it'll come into play here in a minute. So then he goes out the next day, and it's a big property out in the country.
Yeah, BFE.
Okay, yeah, way out there, just in the middle of nothing, right? And it was a little old lady. And was she sweet when you met her in person out there?
Yeah.
Sweet little granny. So she seemed all sweet and nice and innocent when he went out there, and all she wanted you to do was mow and weed eat, right? At first.
That's what it started as.
That's what it started as. And so he went out there, and did she, while you were out there surveying the situation, was that when she started adding things on?
Yeah, it started as she needed this sprayed, she needed weeds pulled, she needed a tree cut, she needed the branches picked up, the pine cones picked up. It turned into like a huge job.
like a huge yard renovation. And we're not talking like a normal yard, we're talking acres of yard, like whole fields of yard renovation type of situation, right?
Yeah.
And so he ends up telling her, giving her a quote, and it was in the 4 digits.
I bid high
because it was a lot of extra work, more than what she had said on the telephone. And it was a lot of physical labor and time intensive and such. And so he gave her the bid, and she said, I agree with that, and if you do good, I'll even pay you a little extra. And Sundown was like, hey, what a nice lady, that's cool. And he was like, okay, well, I'll see you tomorrow. And so he came home, and he was all excited about this job, and he's like, yeah, it's going to take me a few days to bust it out, and it's going to be pretty, labor intensive, but, I think I can do it, and, it's a nice payday. And I'm like, okay, cool, and he's like, yeah, sweet little old lady out in the country, not too far from here, but, it is out in the boonies. And I was like, well, just be careful, snakes and, bugs and, I don't know, badgers, whatever's out there. Wild boar, I don't know, is wild boar out there?
They're in the area, but there wasn't any out there.
So then you went back the next day, right? And then you did some work, and is that when you got the call to come up to the hospital? Was it that? You worked there 1 full day, right?
Yeah, I got 4 10 by 15 foot trailer loads of limbs and trees.
Oh yeah, that was that first day. The first day you were back and forth and back and forth and back. You were gone all day, and you kept coming back home with huge trailer loads of yard waste to burn. And then he went back the next day. And was the next day the day you got stuck?
The next day I got stuck.
So he went back the next day, and she was wanting him to do more and more and further back on the property. And he, the ground, we had a lot of rain, but the ground looked dry, and he kind of walked around out there, and it didn't feel like he was sinking in. So he thought it was cool. And he went to back the truck into this area where he was going to be clearing some tree debris and stuff, and got the truck stuck, and wasn't able to get it out. Spent a couple hours trying to get it out himself. Had to call Dad down to come and help. Dad down he's an old dude. There wasn't much he could do to help. So you ended up having to get a wrecker to pull you out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he was like, okay, I've got to be done for today. And he told her, like, it's still too damp, wet, swampy over there. Yet I got my truck stuck. We need to wait until it dries up. And so he came home, and then he went out there the next day to do a little bit work in the less wet areas where his truck would not get stuck. And he was out there for a little bit when he got the call from Fluffy's family, the Garcias, at the hospital, saying that Fluffy had taken a turn for the worst. He was being moved to ICU.
Yes.
And that they didn't expect him to make it very long. That Andy had made the decision to refuse medications and the machinery and such. And so they were like, bro, you need to get up here. They don't think he's going to make it through the night. Get up here ASAP if you can. So Sundown left her place early, came straight home, cleaned up, showered real quick, and headed out to the hospital. And that was the day that Andy passed. And Sundown did not make it to the hospital in time. He was just down the street from the hospital.
2 minutes away.
2 minutes away from the hospital when he got the call that Andy had just passed. So I'm telling you this for a reason. So really, I mean, if you look at it this way, if he hadn't been out on that job site when he got the call, he would have made it to the hospital in time to say goodbye to his best friend. But because he was out at this old lady's house working on her swamp, he did not make it to the hospital in time to say goodbye, a final goodbye to his best friend. So he then later called the woman and said, listen, I know I have this job to do and I've already started it, but my best friend literally just passed away of cancer. His funeral is Wednesday. And I would like to take a few days off for grieving and mourning. And besides that, it's going to be raining anyway. I'm not going to be able to work on your property. It's supposed to rain the next several days. So, and she said, well, that's fine. Take what time you need. I want you to be able to, do what you have to do with your grieving and mourning process. However, I expect that when the weather is supposed to be clear on Thursday, I expect you to be back out here on the property on Thursday to finish the job that I hired you to do. And he was like, yes, ma'am, no problem. As I'm happy as long as I can, make it to my best friend's funeral. She was like, that's totally understandable. So the next couple days pass, Monday, Tuesday, and it's rainy. Wednesday was a little drizzly, dreary, but not too bad in the storm department. And we went to Andy's funeral service. And then Thursday, the next morning rolls around. It's Thursday, and Sundown, as promised, showed up at her property first thing in the morning to get to work. And you did a little bit out there, right? You did what you could. It was a little wet, but you did a little bit out there, right?
Did a lot.
You did a lot out there.
10, 50-gallon yard waste bags full.
Wow. All right. So you worked a few hours out there.
Yep.
And then you had some other properties that you were scheduled for that day. So you left there and you tended to the other property. And then one of them had to be rescheduled because it was too wet from all the rain from the previous couple days. And you were like, okay, well, now I've got, extra time in the workday. I'll go back out and do some more work on this little old lady's property, right?
Yep.
So then you went back out there to do a couple more hours of work, and you show up at sweet little old lady's house, who, up to this point, this woman had been nothing but understanding and sweet and normal little old lady, right? But he shows back up to do some more work.
And I'm working.
And he starts working, and
I'm out there for probably about an hour. And then she comes out with just attitude.
So she comes out of the house angry.
Yeah, mad as all get.
And so you're probably like, well, you know.
Well, I continued to work because she walked outside. She didn't say nothing. Then she walks down to where I'm at. And she goes, I am so effing unhappy with your work. You started working the first couple days and then you were gone for over a week. I'm like, I was gone for 4 days. I said, my friend passed away. You told me to just wait until Thursday after the funeral, which I did. And I've been out here all day. I said, I have other clients that I have to tend to as well as yours that are on a schedule. I went and took care of them. I was gone 2 hours and I came back. And she goes, well, I'm going to tell you right now. And, you know, if there's anything I don't like, I am not paying you. I'm like, if you're that unhappy, you can hire somebody else. No, I've already hired you.
And mind you, this is a four-figure job, and he's already put multiple full days of work into this, and had to pay a wrecker to get the truck unstuck.
And she's like, you know, she goes, I don't know what your deal is. You sit down all the time. You're on your phone. I'm like, I have a business that I have to, you know, people call. I have to speak with them. And then she starts adding more stuff on.
So to recap, she comes out angry. She's mad at him because he took the bereavement time during stormy weather to boot. I mean, it's not like he could have been out there working anyway. But she told him not to come back until Thursday after, you know, the day after the funeral, because the weather was bad anyway. And then acted like she had, you know, that he just disappeared and that she never told him that he could have the time off. She's yelling, hollering, getting all cray-cray on him, going off on him, threatening not to pay, threatening to, you know, hire somebody else. But then saying no, because, like, I already hired you. And then, you know, saying, if I don't like it, I'm not going to pay you.
So I'm like,
and then she's like, and while we're at it, let's add some more work. Let's add some more to it.
So after she's done with that, she walks back inside. And I notice that she has a beautiful black strap and a little box around her ankle. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So I continue to work, and something in my head was like, you're done. You need to leave, and you need to leave now. So I was like, F it. I come home, and we went and we were going to get something to eat, and Mush is like, she goes, so how'd it go? I go, I quit. Oh my God, why? And I explained. And got home and told daughter about it. So daughter being nosy, she looked, she goes, do you have her name? I'm like, yeah. So I gave her the name. And you know, mind you, the whole time there's something in my, you know, something telling me like, you need to leave, and you need to leave now. You're going to get shot. You need to leave. And so daughter does some investigating.
Well, hold on. I want to add to that. Yeah, when he came home, like, I could tell something was off about him, and I was surprised to see him home so early, and that's why I had asked him in the car after we left. I'm like, so how'd it go? What's going on? I could tell something wasn't right. And I'm like, it couldn't have been that bad. A little old lady, like, I'm sure. You know, I was kind of like, Sundown, are you sure? So
actually, you were like, what'd you say to her?
Yeah, I was like, what'd you do? I would make a little old lady so mad. What'd you do? And we get home, and, you know, daughter being nosy wanted the story, and he told her, and So while he's telling her, she's like, what was the lady's name? And he told her, and she's on her phone, tippy tappy, and she's like, oh my God, you are not going to believe this. And I'm like, what? And she said, this woman is under house arrest. She is under house arrest. She is 74 years old, and she is a felon. She is serving her sentence at home under house arrest because of health and age issues. And I was like, what did she do? And she said, well, it says here that 2 years ago, she was involved in a standoff shootout at that house, at her home, with 3 different law enforcement agencies. 3 law enforcement agencies had to be called in. I guess it started with somebody, maybe a yard landscaper lawn guy at her property. I don't know. But she got into an argument with someone on her property and went to her house, got a gun, started shooting at the person. And that person was, I guess, hiding behind a tractor on the ducked for cover behind a tractor. And so she started shooting at the tractor, and they were able to call the police, and the police came out, but it was she was threatening to shoot the police and aiming and waving her gun around at police and law enforcement. And it was, what'd she say, a 12-hour standoff shootout situation?
No, it was like,
I thought she said it was 12 hours.
It may have been 12 hours total, but I think she had a standoff with the cops for like 4 hours or something like that.
And they ended up bringing in SWAT, and they threw in flashbangs into her house or whatever to be able to go in and disarm her and arrest her. And she was at that time 72 years old.
She had threatened to shoot the officers.
Yeah, she was threatening to shoot police officers or any law enforcement that came onto her property. This is my property. I will shoot you. I will defend myself. And yeah, she cray, folks. And the reason why she wasn't actually, I guess, in jail is because I guess she had a decent attorney that was able to argue to let her be under house arrest with her little ankle bracelet so she couldn't go anywhere, and serve her sentence at home for age and health reasons. And Sundown had no idea. She seemed nice and normal for the multiple days that he worked for her until that one day, and she just kind of went a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs on him. And when she just suddenly stopped and started stalking, like walking briskly back to the house, he said he just felt unnerved. He felt like something was up, and he had to get out of there. And who knows? I mean, because she could have been going, walking briskly back to the house to go get a gun. We weren't able to find any detailed information about like who was on her property that she was shooting at to start the whole thing. We didn't look too deeply into it. We just saw the news article about she was the one involved at that address in the standoff with 3 law enforcement agencies and a SWAT team. And she had been shooting at people and threatening to shoot officers. And Sundown was like, yikes. And I'm like, well, maybe
you didn't say anything.
Yeah. I was like, well, maybe we start at least making sure that when you get a new client that you're not familiar with, that maybe we just take a little peeky poo to make sure that you're safe. Because I mean, all those days he was out there and Dad Down was out there. Dad Down's old and slow. Like, if something would have popped off out there, it's not like he would have been able to move quick. You know what I mean? Like, they were potentially in danger, especially if she's gonna fly off the handle and act all crazy and combative and stuff over, like, delusions. Just being delusional. Yeah. So, but Sundown made it home, and he was like, I said, so we're not going back out there, right? And he's like, well, not unless she calls. And it was a joke because he had blocked her phone number so she couldn't call.
Well, it's like, are you going to go back out there? And I'm like, well, if she calls. And I didn't tell you I blocked the number yet.
Oh.
And then I was like, man, I can't believe she hasn't called all day.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, it's probably because I blocked her.
Good, because, man. But yeah, I mean, who knows what could have happened? Like, if she's going to be willing to threaten to shoot police officers, and she's already, been found guilty of aggravated assault with a firearm.
With a deadly weapon.
With a deadly weapon. Of somebody that was rightfully on her property, that she invited on her property initially in the first place, like, who knows what could have went down. So just happy that Sundown got that inkling and could read the signs of the universe, like her attitude and weird behavior shift, the ankle bracelet, and just listened to his instincts and got the heck out of there, because who knows what could have happened if he hadn't.
Got the heck out of Dodge in a Ford.
Yeah, I got the heck out of Dodge in a Ford, he said. So, all right, you guys. Well, that's it for today's Whip and Chat. That's all I got for you guys. I highly, highly, highly recommend Korean fried chicken. Let me know in the comments down below. Have you had Korean fried chicken, and what did you think? And what are your recommendations? What should I try next time I go there? What should I see if is on the menu? And
I'm getting that corn dog.
Yes, I told them about the corn dog.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I know. And then also, I want to know, have you seen the new hot honey chicken and hot honey ham lunch meat? Have you tried it? Are you gonna try it? Do you even want to try it? And if you have, let me know what you think about that as well. And let's do some kind of emoji. What kind of emoji? A grandma. Do a granny emoji in the comments down below to show support for Sundown, who escaped crazy granny out in the country.
Hey, man.
Do that little old granny with the gray hair and the bun on her head. Do that emoji for us in the comments. And until next time, my friends, stay naughty.
Peace.
I'm not using the collaboration words, but I'm pretty sure it's called Furian. Let me try again. Anyway, oops. Hi, charging cord. I'm sorry. You were not invited to this party.